Good evening and welcome to our Village Towing pregame show on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and yes, Mike Wisdala, glad to have you with us again, brother.
Glad to be here, Jeff, and getting our first look tonight at the Bay City Western Warriors against a Traverse City West Titan team that's got new digs here in the Saginaw Valley League. So it's a big game for both squads tonight.
We'll start by talking about Traverse City West, and the first thing that I think of when I say Traverse City West comes here, they've got a 2.5-hour bus ride.
Yeah, they probably got the old Greyhound. They're not taking the yellow school bus down here, so it's a big ride. They probably left about maybe noon today and got some lunch on the way down, or maybe here at Western. So, but you know what? That's all part of it. If you're going to play up in that area and you're going to travel a little bit, so these kids are used to doing stuff like that. So I don't think it should have too much effect on the game.
It might be like a home game for them on an away game. Instead of going to Davison or Lapeer or someplace down in Flint, they shave an hour plus off of that trip. But They're 0-2 on the year. They're scoring 10.5 points a game. They're giving up 20. So you look at that to start with, and their defense is a little bit stingy. Their offense with their new staff might be a little slower in the process.
Well, kind of feeling their way through the first part of the season, Jeff. They had a tough schedule. They opened up with Gaylord, and we all know how tough Gaylord is. And then Grand Haven, they had to go. That was a home game for Grand Haven. The Buccaneers beat them 27-14. So, they're 0-2, but they were tested early, and I think this will be another good test for the Titans tonight from Traverse City West.
Well, offensively, they're 352 total yards in the two games, but you look on defense, and they really haven't done a bad job on defense, as they are third in the blue division, giving up 475 total yards. So they've been a little stingy.
Yeah, they've done a nice job on defense. They have a young man by the name of Espers. He's actually averaging about 13.5 tackles a game. He's only a sophomore, so we're looking for big things for him tonight. But they're going up against a pretty tough Bay City Western team and a very, very well-coached, disciplined Western team also.
So you look at this Western team, week one, they really didn't play as well as they thought, but last week the offense really got going, and the offense is all led by Clark at quarterback and Aiden Robinson at the running back.
Well, you and I have had the conversations before. Where's the biggest improvement at the start of the year between game one and game two? They beat that Ypsilanti team 44-6, and then the Northmen from Petoskey, one of our favorite haunts back in our radio days, come down and 26-6, the Warriors win. So they had a tough road game, big win on the road, and then they had a big win at home. So, they'll be well prepared for the Titans tonight.
Well, Petoskey came in 1-0, very, very highly rated, but the Western people have had this date for 365 days circled on the calendar. They went to Petoskey last year, and I'm not going to say they thought showing up would be good enough, but I'm sure they did not play up to their capability, and Petoskey came away with a big win. Western avenged that big time last week.
Well, and you look at, the Petoskey's always been a really good football team. We've been up there, and we've seen them play many, many times back in our radio days and WKJC, Jeff. So we know those are good kids up there. But, Western, they're doing some nice things. They put a hat on you. They're scoring some points, and they're a little bit stingy on that defense, and they've only gave up 12 points so far this year.
And when I look at Chris Willards, he is the Pied Piper of coaches in this area.
Yeah.
He has upwards of 120 kids in his three programs together. There's always 60 kids wanting to be in the weight room for speed training, for strength training. And when you've got the numbers of kids interested and excited, it really gives you options.
It sure does, and that's going all the way down into the lower levels and the elementary levels and the middle school levels, Jeff. And you know what? When he got hired, one of the things that he had to do, and he just said, I've got to change a little bit of the culture all year, and he was going to do it his way, and he has done it his way. They're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster, and you're right. And he's doing the pipes, and they're following right behind him, and he's doing a fantastic job out here.
Year 6, I don't think they could have asked for more than they've gotten out of him to this point.
No, I think he's steady. He's got the same staff every year, which we always talked about. It's very important that they have those kids with the same staff, and they're knowing exactly when that first day of practice comes, they know what they're going to do, and they know what they got to do in the weight room, and that just trickles down from the staff all the way down to the kids.
Well, he's a graduate of Thomas Lincoln Handy High School, so you know that he came from great stock. But that about puts the wraps on our pregame show, sponsored by Village Towing. All the game action just a moment on BCTV.
So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Cuckolin, or give us a call at 989-684-9607.
Good evening and welcome to our game on BCTV. Jeff Doan and Mike Guasdala, glad to have you along. 2-0 Western, 0-2 Traverse City West. This should be fun.
Well, this is going to be a lot of fun, Jeff, and welcome Traverse City West and Traverse City Central to the Saginaw Valley League in football.
There's a high deep end over end kick that's going to be taken on the 6-yard line by the Western Warriors. Trying to come to the near side of the field. Boy, a quick high rate, not any face mask, but ball will be out to the 22-yard line. And on the return, that was Berthume. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Western Warriors, and this is going to be a battle of wills early on because they are very, very certain defensively they are going to load up against the run.
Yeah, that's what we're talking to their broadcast team, Jeff. That's what we are hearing they're thinking about doing, trying to stop that running game of the Bay City Western Warriors. But come out in good field position, 1st and 10 for the Warriors, about the 21.5, 22-yard line.
Aiden Robinson is the lead back. A little counter action play. That's heading to the outside. One block away from going the distance. The counter action on 1st down bears instant results by number 22, Braden Simmons.
Nice job by the downfield blocking right there, Jeff. Good call. You know, just the basic bread and butter for the Bay City Western Warriors. You know, and there's an old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And they come out and run one of those famous counter plays that Coach Willards likes.
Love the fact that they went counter first time because the defense was flowing to the ball. Now trying to go to the near side of the field, turning the corner. Very nice job by the defense. Stops Aiden Robinson for just about a 1 or 2 yard gain. That'll bring up a 2nd down situation as TC West flowed to the football very, very well.
Nice job by the Titans, Jeff, getting to the ball. Good gain on the play, caught 2nd down and probably 8. But I like the way the Western Warriors are starting the game. They're just going with what they do best, and there's nothing fancy about what Coach Willard's calling right here at the beginning of the game.
And Jack Clark, the quarterback, got a lot of flavoring last year, and so being in his 2nd year again, trying to go on the right side, and the defense was led by number 24 on the play, and that's Esper, the sophomore, that we're going to hear a lot from tonight.
Yeah, we did a little homework on him, Jeff, averaging about 13.5 tackles a game. Does a lot of nice job rushing the football, so keep your eye on number 24. 3rd down and about 7 for the Warriors at their own 43-yard line.
Well, if you listen to Jason Newsham's podcast with Coach Willards this week, he was very adamant, and they're going to have lined up in the neutral zone on the Traverse City West team.
Wow. And
that is going to give a huge, valuable 5 yards of real estate to the Western Warriors.
That may change your play a little bit. Now you're only 3rd down and 2 for the Warriors at about the 47.5 yard line, Jeff.
3rd down and a shorty, too.
Yeah.
So now they do a complete move. Everybody's set for a second. Now they run motion to the wide side of the field. Robinson is going to bang forward, and I don't believe he got that 1st down. He got half of what he needed. It's going to be 4th down and 1 yard to go.
And the Titans talking to a couple folks before the game, Jeff, looks like Coach Willard's going to go for it. They're going to play that 6-2. They're going to have an even man front, and they're going to have 2 linebackers. So it's like back in my All Saints day, we used to call it a 6-2 monster. So there'll be an interesting 4th down call by Coach Willards.
Well, I think they're just going to go right straight up the tubes here. trying to do the long hard count. And did not get it.
He did not get it.
Wow, what a great defensive stand is that. The defense led on that play by number 56, Vaughn, just shut Aiden Robinson out on the hole. And boy, a lot of defensive company came to help on that tackle.
Yeah, good penetration, Jeff, at the point of attack. Broke that play down right when he was trying to get up through the hole. They tried to draw him off first. They couldn't draw him off. Good discipline by the Titans. Big stop, first and down for the Titans in Warrior territory.
All right, they run a doubles to the wide side. They're going to try and pound right up the middle, and they've got a nice 4 to 5 yard gain on first down as great downfield activity between the defensive backs and wide receivers too. This is going to be a fun, good old-fashioned, hard-hitting Saginaw Valley League football game.
I'll tell you what, the horses up front for Traverse City West, they got some big fellas up there.
Hemabode is going to be their lead carrier as he is in the tailback position. Hemabode is the ball carrier again. Defense does a much better job after a gain of 2 yards on the play to force a third down and about 3 yard to go situation. Western flowing well to the football.
Well, you look at that running back, Jeff, for Traverse City West, Hemabode, and you know what? He's a tall, lanky kid, but he's got some weight to him. He's probably looks like about 6'2", goes about 200 pounds. So he's a horseback. They're going to be third down and a long 3 for the Titans at the Warrior 39-yard line.
Yeah, Nickel and Goik were 2 of the tacklers in on that play. Third down and 3 yards to go. Western looks like they're coming with the heat. And the quarterback on the keeper is going to fall forward and pick up that first down. The ball carrier is Kelsey. And Kelsey had a nice fake. The Warriors went for that fake on Hemabode, and it is enough to move the sticks. It'll be a 1st and 10 for TC West.
Nice job on the option right there, Jeff. You know, that's going to set up a couple plays for him. Sometimes he's going to give it to the running back. Other times he's going to keep it. So setting it up for the future plays.
Well, and you do that read option style. Yeah. Now the quarterback is going to throw that ball out on the flat, and another completed pass. Frost out there defensively in a hurry to shut down the wide receiver number 7, Kirshner.
Kirshner, a captain for the Titans, Jeff. But, you know, the quarterback, number 7, number 20 for the Titans. He's a lefty, so that was nice. Rolled out to this side and put a nice pass out there. Gain of 7 on the play.
I believe Nickel came on the pressure. And, the pump fake got him in the air and then just slid around that pressure. And, you know, I think if Nickel had to do it again, he would have just been a missile right straight to the quarterback to see if he could alter that flight path. Hemabode is hit behind the line of scrimmage, is going to fall forward, but Joey Decuff with the initial hit in the backfield slowed him down where company could come and get him, but about half of what they needed. It's going to be 3rd and a long 1 situation here as we're almost at the halfway point of our first quarter.
Prince O'Laughlin also in on the tackle right there, Jeff. They did have him, but, you know, number 32 is a big back for the Titans, and he just kind of took that tackle on and gained almost got the first down. 3rd and 1 for the Titans.
Well, Hemabode is shown early on that he's going to be a formidable foe. And on a quarterback keeper, again, coming around the corner with a nice juke move. Frost with a nice open field tackle at the 20-yard line. But that's going to be enough to move the sticks. And their quarterback felt kind of funny.
Yeah, I think he fell on his shoulder maybe.
And I'm not certain if one of his feet kind of got caught up in that natural grass. And we talked at the onset of the game. It's been a long time since Traverse City West has played on a natural grass field.
Well, you're very familiar with the Thoroughbill Field up there in Traverse City, Jeff. You've seen it many times. Absolutely a gorgeous complex, and they are used to playing on the turf.
Well, that Thoroughby Field is glad that they finally got turf. I'm glad Olson's finally came up with the money to make that happen. But before then, you had West Central and TC St. Francis all played on that. You'd go up there in week 8 or 9, and you would have a threadbare field. Nice complex. It was just a mud bog. And the people up in Traverse City were not happy with TC as Olson's ended up putting a bunch of money where they thought it could go better. It's your money. You do with it what you want.
Well, you know, when I get my millions and stuff like that, I'm going to probably do the same thing, you know.
Well,
and buy Bay County TV, and we'll just have fun with it.
Oh, count me in, brother. We're going to take a few breaks. This looks like it might take a minute. Back in a moment on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back here on BCTV, 1st and 10 for TC West, and their new quarterback is going to be Sam Schutte, as Schutte is going to have to be pressed into action real early. He gets a high snap, and he's going to wing that ball deep down the field. Excellent defense that time by the Western Warriors, number 11, Tate Dutcher.
Yeah.
And that was a well-thrown ball by a backup quarterback.
He's got a nice little arm right there, Jeff, but the defensive back did a nice job pushing the receiver towards the sideline and using that sideline as an extra defender. But, you know, the quarterback now looks like it's number 1, Owen Hendricks for Traverse City West. He put it up in the air. He's got a nice touch on the ball right there.
Again, trips now to the wide side of the field. Western will rotate their safety over. Trying to come to the near side of the field. Going to be throwing on a run. Throws it right into the belly of a Western Warrior. He's coming around. It's D-Cup. There's a penalty flag behind him. D-Cup's at midfield. Down to the 40-yard line before he gets a shoestring tackle. Nope, that's number 40, excuse me, on the play. Yep, Joey D-Cup. And the penalty back there at the 21-yard line is more than likely going to bring this one back, but it's post-possession.
Well, Kyler Burnham from Traverse City West saved a touchdown right there, the big fella, but I think you're right. I think it's coming back, but Hendrick did not see the linebacker, and he threw it right to the Western Warrior player. He's pushing the back.
Yep, got the old block in the back, and from the 21-yard line, that's going to back him up to almost the 10. But great job defensively. And you're right, when you are a quarterback, especially now a new backup quarterback, you've got an idea of where you're going to throw. And that linebacker, D-Cup, just floated into that area, and it almost looked like he was the intended receiver.
Well, and he was reading the quarterback's eyes, Jeff, and he was just kind of flowing and going with the quarterback at the time. And nice interception. Bad break for the Warriors on the penalty, but a nice turnover. Western will start 1st and 10 at their own 11.
So they're deep in their own end, but they'll take it over the potential other results.
Absolutely.
And we're going to have to keep our eye on the quarterback, Kelsey, to see if he's going to be able to come back into the game. 1st and 10 for the Western Warriors. Let's see the adjustments from that first series. Again, running the counter action, trying to get to the outside. And the running back is Eli Malin, and he is trapped for a 5-yard loss on the play. Traverse City West is selling out on the run, which is going to force Western to at least show pass somewhere along the line, seeing if they can get the back 4 to at least move 4 or 5 yards back off the line of scrimmage. They're crowding the box.
Sam Schutte on the tackle, the outside linebacker, the senior for the Titans. Jeff did a nice job right there. And one of the things that they are doing with all this counter action, they are being very disciplined on that defensive line for the Titans.
And Western now will show strong side to the wide side of the field. Trying to get out of their own end zone as Clark is now hit back at the 2-yard line. And I'm trying to see why I'd say there's a fumble on the play, and Traverse City got the ball.
Oh, I didn't see that
And it'll
fumble.
be 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. Rico Jones, probably our top young official in our whole association, at 17 years old was giving the director of new officials role for TCAOA.
Really?
And
good for him.
He's going to be fast tracking to someplace special.
Good for him.
He's been
quite
mentored
an
now
honor.
for 4 years, and he's willing and very capable. But boy, 1st and goal now for TC West at the 2. Boy, him a body bounces off a potential tackler at the 4-yard line, and it looks like our head linesman is going to need a Tide stick at the end of the night. He has been healthy with the penalty flags early. Now, this flag came out as Hemabadi got to the goal line. Is this going to be a post-touchdown penalty, or is this going to be during the course of the play and back them up 10 or 15 yards?
They're pointing over Traverse City West to see what they want to do.
It's good. Dead ball. Personal foul. Bay City Western. And they'll do that on the kickoff, the 15 yards. So they'll be kicking off from the Western 45-yard line. And this is not what the Western Warriors expected their start of their game was going to be all about.
No, this is that was a big turn of events. Titans lose their starting quarterback, but I think Owen Hendricks has come in and done a nice job. And that young man's only a junior for Traverse City West, and they're up 6-0 with 4:38 to go here in the first quarter.
So they got things all spread out. And now he's going to run right up the middle, and the Western defense not able to stop him. He's into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good. Time out of the field with 4:38 left in the first. 8-0. TC West over Bay City Western. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
As the voice of Michigan's student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports should be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic athletes can thrive.
We believe that athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe that students in the stands should have fun,
but not take away the focus from the game.
We believe coaches should act like teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and support their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports.
And respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game.
Back here on BCTV, Jeff Doe and Mike Wasdala, glad to have you along tonight. Nick Page directing, producing, cameraman. He's doing it all down there. As the Western Warriors a little bit shell-shocked on that first drive, but we got a whole lot of football left.
Yeah, there's a lot of football left to be played, Jeff. Coach Willards, he's ready to play this football game tonight. His kids are ready, so we'll see how they respond after that big fumble at the 2-yard line.
Dougie Rice, I bet he's going to put this right into the end zone. And that's exactly where that's going to go. And that ball will come out to the 20-yard line and be 1st and 10 for the Western Warriors.
Good job by the kicker to get it in the end zone, Jeff. Nice night for football, as we were talking during the break. Field's in great shape. And temperature is not up there in the 90s. It's very, very pleasant outside here tonight at the cornfield.
Going to be around 60 degrees out here for the ball game. And there's a heavy band of clouds that have all gone through and past us. Now bright sunny skies and very little chance of rain. So it should be a perfect night for players and spectators. Aiden Robinson trying to turn around the corner again. Much better job getting around the corner for a gain of about 6 yards on the play. May have a late hit at the end of the play.
I think so, Jeff. And the
headline's been throwing that flag in. It's almost green already from being on the turf.
Well, if he's got to do a game tomorrow, I hope he goes home and does some wash tonight. But
Mama's going to have the tag stick out doing double duty.
And that was the right call, out of bounds, and they're going to attack on an extra 15 yards.
So that's a huge play for the Western Warriors. That is going to be 23-yard total as they'll move out to the
43.
43.
Yeah.
So great job. 1st and 10 for Western. That'll flip the old field in a hurry.
Sure. I think that opens up the playbook a little bit too, Jeff.
So Western now again showing strong side this way. They're going to have to get on that ball in a hurry as the ball is down on the ground. And it is going to be taken by Robinson. But boy, when you have the risk reward of shotgun snap, inevitably you're going to have at least 3 to 5 snaps during the game that are going to go awry.
Boy, and Connor Swank came in from that linebacker position, Jeff, or down lineman right there, and he was all over trying to get that ball and did a nice job of penetration. Big break. The Warriors got the ball back.
Another high snap. Robinson trying to go around the outside again. Cuts inside. Might have picked up about 3 yards on the play to get back to the 38-yard line, but look at the defenders flocking to that football. Up out of the bottom of that stack comes number 19, Core, as he had plenty of company on that play.
Yeah, we talked in the pregame, Jeff, about the bus ride down here, about 2.5 hours by bus, and I can honestly say I don't think that has affected the Traverse City West Titans one bit.
I think they're so used to traveling to find like-sized teams that this is just a normal situation for them on a bus ride. As Clark is back, and Clark's running for his life, and they're going to try and get that thing out to Clark. Clark can't get it, and who is there in a big hurry? Hemabody. He just lays the wood on the intended receiver, and it is going to be a 4th down and 15-yard to go. Not fooled at all by that pass. Both receivers downfield. Frost was the deeper receiver, and he was begging for the ball, but very well defended.
Yeah, he wanted it, and he was open for a little bit, but they were nipping at the quarterback heels, Jeff, and he did the right thing, just threw the ball away, and 4th down and long. Warriors are going to have to punt it away.
Eli Malin in punt formation. Well, unless they're going to pull a Campbell here,
Hey,
I doubt in this position they're going to, but it looks like they're bringing the heat. So Eli gets it off and does a great job and a great roll after it hits, as that will be down to the 25-yard line officially, where it's 1st and 10. So a low snap, and Eli Malin did a great job, scooped it up like a shortstop, and was able to get it out in between 2 oncoming defenders.
That was a nice job by him to get that ball off, Jeff. We couldn't even see him up here. It was surrounded by so many white shirts, but a great job getting that kickoff. 1st and 10 for the Titans at their own 25.
We'll find out on this 3rd drive already with 3:06 left in the first for Traverse City. And they're going to bring in somebody late. And that will be Hemabody is getting a breather, it looks like. Trying to come and just swarmed in the backfield. Nice. Great job by the defensive end on this side. Took an inside angle and really shut the door on that play. I'm believing that was Decuff that beat his tackle to the inside and initially stuffed that play, but what great pursuit to the football by the Warrior defense.
Yeah, good penetration by that defensive line, Jeff. Broke that down, and a loss on the play. Going to be 2nd and 13 for the Titans. They're up 8-0 with 2:30 to go here in the first quarter.
Again, single back offense as the backup quarterback is in, and again a nice hole for the 2nd string running back as that young gentleman gets up, and that is number 12, Sowers. And Traverse City West really looks like they've got nice offensive flow here in the first quarter.
They put some helmets on Sowers right there, Jeff, but you notice when he got through the line, just about before he got tackled, he put both hands on the rock. So that's a coaching point right there for the Traverse City West Titans.
3rd and 6, Hemabody is back into the game as the running back, and he is a bruiser. He's going to try and cut to the outside, and he's not going to be able to get around the outside as Western really stretched the field and used the sideline as an extra defender. It looked like Decuff again out there.
And Connor Nichols also kind of told him to go a little bit wider, Jeff. He did a nice job, good discipline. 4th down and long, Titans are going to have to punt it away. So good job by the Bay City Western defense, right? Connor Nichols coming up with a big play to stop him from making a 1st down.
So we're going to have an opportunity to see Frost back to return a kick, and we know he is quick and elusive, so let's see if he's got any real estate to work with on this potential return. Now we're going to have a timeout on the field, and not quite settled in on the personnel on the field. We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot. your local source for team uniforms, sports spirit wear, and more. Gear up with confidence. We've got your team covered from head to toe, ensuring you stand out on and off the field. And that's not all. Unleash your team spirit with custom spirit wear that roars success. Wait, it gets better. Introducing our free fundraising online stores. Effortlessly raise funds for your team while showing your pride.
Back here, as we look at Coach Willert, says he is intently watching what's going on defensively for his Warriors, and they had a great stand, and he's ready to call some offense here if Frost can get this and see if he can get some yards after the catch.
Should come away with decent field position should the Warriors. Jeff Frost is standing at about the 34-yard line, so they should get good field position.
And that kick is kicked off to the side of his foot, but look at the roll as it's going to go down to the 25-yard line where it will be 1st and 10. As that really looked like it went off his foot crazy, and the next thing you know, he gets 18 yards after it hits the turf.
That was a nice roll, a nice job by the Titan player to let it roll all the way down to the 25-yard line. Not bad field position for the Warriors with a $1:31 to go here in the first quarter.
Boy, they were kind of looking at the 35 to the 40-yard line, not the 25, so credit TC West for flipping the field again.
It was heading out of bounds, but it took a right-hand turn and stayed in bounds, picked up a few extra yards. Nice punt by the Titans.
The English on that thing was like one of your wedges going into the green there, brother.
Oh, not this summer, brother. It was brutal.
Back to pass, and that's Malin on the outside. Malin's going to have the first down and more. What a great catch as Clark put that ball a little bit too far out in front of him, but able to catch the ball, maintain the balance, and I really think that's a great way for the Warriors to start because they've got to loosen up that defense that's really predicated on stopping the run.
Yeah, nice job by Malin focusing in on the ball, catching the ball first, Jeff, then turning up field. Sometimes they have a tendency to look up field first before they catch it, but that was a nice big first down for the Warriors. They made it all the way out to the 40-yard line, 1st and 10.
So gain of about 15 on that play. The Warriors again, strong side to the near side. Back to pass again. And now going to try and run the football. Clark is hitting the backfield, and he'll have a loss on the play of about 7 yards. And again, Traverse City West just has the ability to sense pass and get their defensive backs in position to stop the big play.
Yeah, Noah Dunman in on the tackle for the Titans, Jeff. And it was kind of open there. It was like the Red Sea parted for the quarterback for Bay City Western, but it closed quickly with a bunch of white jerseys. So it's going to be 2nd down and 16 to go for the Warriors at their own 34-yard line.
As again, that snap goes up. That is the 3rd or 4th snap already in this game, as I think the slightly smaller offensive line are really hell-bent on trying to get to their block. But, boy, if you're the center, you got to make sure one thing's certain, and there is a good exchange before anything can happen.
You know, and that's done every day in practice, Jeff. Their quarterbacks usually get out there with that center and work on that snap, whether they're under the center or they're in the shotgun. So that's just something that's done pretty much every day for the Warriors.
And that will take us to the end of the first quarter with our score, Traverse City West 8, Bay City Western nothing. Back for the second quarter in just a moment on Bay County TV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Back here on BCTV, Jeff Doden, Mike Wasdala. When we look things over here, the Western Warriors have a daunting 3rd and 17. And we're going to have Traverse City West calling a timeout. Western came out with a formation at the start of that second quarter, and he didn't like the setup of the defense. So we're going to take another quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
Village Towing and Auto Repair of Kaukaulin and Bay City is here to help you in your hour of need with fast and friendly service. With over 30 years of towing experience, we know how to get the job done quickly and safely. From big to small, we do it all. Give us a call at 989-684-9607 for all your towing needs.
Back on BCTV as we get ready for a 3rd and 17. The Warriors coming out with a new trips formation to this side of the field, and they've got twins to the far side, and they've got a mismatch trying to go right up the middle and getting back to near the original line of scrimmage on the quarterback keeper is Clark, and it will be 4th down and about 10 yard to go situation. It looked like Traverse City West defensively was confused. They only had one defender on the wide side of the field for 2 receivers.
Good timeout by the head coach of the Titans, Jeff, James Wagner. 2nd year, if I'm not mistaken, for Coach Wagner. First year.
Yep.
First year. Okay. So good timeout by him. Regrouped his troops, and 4th down and long for the Warriors. They're going to have to kick it away.
And again, a
nice
great kick, and that is going to be fair caught, and that will be by number 7, Krishner, as Malin again just played magician back there.
Boy, and he's had a lot of pressure, Jeff, and it's good focus for Malin to kick that football away. That was a beautiful spiral, fair caught by the Titans, 1st and 10 for the Titans at their own 26-yard line.
Again, as the 4th possession of the ball game already, and they kicked off to Western. So this game has gone back and forth early on. Still the backup quarterback in that game, Hendricks. And they're going to give that to the big bowling ball, and he's going to bang forward him a body. And he picks up maybe a yard on the play as the Western defense really rallied to the football again. Led by, amongst others on defense, Jack Goik.
Also in on that tackle, number 40. We've called his name quite a bit. The Cuff doing a nice job for Bay City Western. Remember him from last year, and a lot of good play out of that young man. Good football player.
And son of a Thomas Lincoln Handy graduate, too. That makes him even more quality.
Yes.
So now trying to come around the corner and trying to come upfield, and the Western defense doing a pretty good job right around the line of scrimmage of taking him down as the tacklers were led on the play by Doran, number 3, as Hendricks actually beat somebody in the backfield that could have had him for a loss, but it's 3rd and long now for Traverse City West as the Western defense is really starting to adjust to this offense.
Yeah, it looks like Owen Hendrick is going to be the quarterback, Jeff. We still don't know what happened to number 20, the starting quarterback, Kishney, for the Titans. So, but Hendricks, a nice replacement, does some nice things with the football.
He's back to throw the football. He's got pressure on. He's tiptoeing, and he's going down in the backfield. As trying to look at the number, that looks like 90, O'Laughlin with a great tackle for a loss.
Well, you know, one of the things that he did, Jeff, is O'Laughlin just stayed right in his lane. He didn't go upfield. He didn't get in too far, and did a nice job forcing the quarterback back into a lot of brown jerseys. So good discipline by that young man for the Bay City Western Warriors.
So great stand by the Warriors, and that should allow them pretty good field position as that kick is going to hit the ground. And will it take that big Frost bounce? He tries to get to the outside as he tries to get away from a couple of TC West defenders who do a nice job of coverage on the field, but at the 42-yard line, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Western Warriors.
Duman again on the tackle, number 8, Jeff. He's had a nice game so far for Traverse City West. So good field position for the Warriors. Smart play right there by Frost, picking up that ball so it doesn't bound down towards into farther territory for the Western Warriors. They're coming away with a good field position again.
Well, what Frost did is he just sat back and he waited for that first hop. When he realized it was a Sunday hop on a Friday night, he said, I can grab this and save our team 10, 12 yards.
It only took you one quarter to get into it, my friend.
Going right up the middle again. Aiden Robinson is stuffed and lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. And the defense led by, amongst others, number 50, and that's Burfeld. So, again, Western between the tackles really not able to make any movement to give Robinson and company any real estate to use.
And Brady Vaughn also in there on the tackle for the Titans. Jeff, no gain on the play. Man, quick second quarter, 9 minutes to go here in the first half.
And they're stacking 8 in the box, and their ninth defender is certainly sitting down. That ball right down the middle, perfectly thrown, down inside the 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dutchers into the end zone. It's a Western Warrior touchdown. As the back judge got a little bit
he got run over.
Yep, he got a little bit of grass on his tuppy as he was run over. As, boy, what a great pass. Caught Dutcher in stride. All Dutcher had to do is put his arms out, cradle that ball in, and outrun the defender to the goal line.
And I was watching. It was great protection by the offensive line. Jeff, a nice pocket. Quarterback just stepped right up, put it right on the money. Didn't break stride. Big touchdown for Bay City Western.
Western ran a 3-deep route, left, center, and right, and forced the safeties to make a choice. And Dutcher split the two safeties right down the middle and had himself a great one. The extra point by Malin is up, and it is good. A whole different ball game now with 8:53 left in the first half. Traverse City West 8, Western Warriors 7. Back in a moment on BCTV.
Another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Back here on BCTV is a huge swing in this game as Clark threw a absolutely perfect pass to Dutcher, and Dutcher reels it in and hits pay dirt.
Right on the dime right there, Jeff. Just a beautiful pass and great protection by that offensive line for Bay City Western.
Boy, that takes a big hop to one of the backs, number 8 on the play, is Duman. Comes up to the 39-yard line, and another Traverse City West player down. There's a little pad popping going on out on the field.
Yeah, these kids are not afraid to put the hat on you, and I don't see the number for this young man.
I thought it was 18, but he doesn't have that on the roster.
Sorry about that, but we'll try to find out who that is. And
we'll take a quick break while they tend to him and be back in a moment on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
All right, welcome back on BCTV. Brady Copa is that recently unidentified player, as Matt Fallon had that number change, and we did not get it, but we've got it moving forward. We hope the young man's okay. He ran off the field under his own power. 1st and 10 for Traverse City West at the 39-yard line. Hendrick out of the shotgun, gives that ball to the big bruiser. D-Cuff on the outside, and Frost trying to bang him out of bounds. As I'll tell you what, Hemabody just had great speed, and it looked like D-Cuff and Frost had the angle, and the big fella just lumbered to the sidelines for a gain of about, it's going to be a first down. It was a 10-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, he turns that corner and gets those shoulder pads squared up, Jeff. He's a bull, but he's got a little bit of speed to him. He's got an extra gear when he runs. So big first down for the Traverse City West Titans.
On that 1st and 10, Hendricks back to pass. He's got a little bit of time to throw that ball. He's going to keep it himself and pick up almost 5 yards on the play before he's finally brought down. And was a little bit of a potential late hit there. As involved in that was Nick Doran. But as we look at that running back, he is a senior. We don't have size on him, but I would say that kid goes probably 215.
Oh, yes.
220 maybe.
He's a big individual.
He's from the waist down, he's very well put together. A couple of tree trunks down there for thighs. 2nd down and 5. Hemabody gets to the outside again and is going to be able to move the stack as he'll go as Lucas Julian got the 1st down, but maybe he got some extra yards because a little grip on a defender.
Came from the head linesman.
Oh.
And
Mama's not going to be happy with him tonight.
No.
If he walks in the door, Mama's going to be barking at him like a chicken when she sees that hanky.
If I'm him, I'm calling her on the way home to get the Maytags ready for tonight's wash.
I said he's going to drop that off at the dry cleaner so that it can be picked up for a early pickup tomorrow.
I hope he's got extras at home.
2nd down and 14 yards to go. As again, D-Cup in the backfield, just making a monster hit on the running back, number 12, Sowers. Sowers got the ball, and he saw a big 40 just pounding right into his path.
Nice job by D-Cup, Jeff. Very good discipline again, breaking down. Nice tackle, no gain on the play. 3rd down and 15. That was a huge stop, putting the Titans in a very long 3rd down situation. They got to go all the way to the 41-yard line to get a 1st down.
So Western going a little smaller and quicker in the defensive backfield. Let's see what Traverse City can dial up here, and a low and outside throw intended on the play for Krishner, and it falls errantly, innocently to the ground, and it will be 4th and 14 as the Western Warriors are going to have another shot with just over halfway through the 2nd quarter left.
I was watching the defensive back, Jeff, and they were pointing and talking to each other to pick up the right guy. Connor Nickel went to the sideline. The other defensive back went to the inside, so good communication by the Bay City Western defense.
And that could have been an intentional throwaway as Western puts some pressure on. Frost is going to think about picking one up again. Makes the first person miss. Can he get to the outside? Makes the second person miss. Back up to the 40-yard line. As boy, he tried to play shortstop there and got a very fortuitous bounce again as he was able to pick it up and get about 18 yards on the return.
You know, that's very difficult to do. Pick it up down there by your ankles, a little bit of dew on the ground, a little bit of dew on the ball, whole bunch of white jerseys coming at you like that, and to be able to do that and get 15 yards on the run. Nice job by number 1, Kason Frost for the Warriors.
And, you know, when you're doing all that, you've got to try and find a way to make that first defender miss.
Yep.
And he was able to do that as well as everything else. Again, trying to come to this near side of the field. Is that Robinson again? Nope. That this time is going to be Eli Malin. So we haven't really seen a lot of Julian yet, and he is their big inside runner. But the Warriors are trying to get to the corner, but the defensive ends and the outside backers are really pinching that back to the inside to their pursuit.
2nd down and 9 to go for Bay City Western, Jeff. 6 minutes exactly to go here in the first half. Another quick quarter here in this football game.
Little misdirection with a 3-deep pattern. And Clark's going to run that ball forward, and he's going to pick up about 4 yards out to close to the 45-yard line. But that 3-tiered pass to the wide side was extremely well covered defensively.
Yeah, good job by the Titans covering that up, Jeff, and good job by the quarterback, Jackson Clark, to pick up some few extra yards and not really throw the ball into a crowd like that. Tuck it under and live for another down.
Well, and he finished very well on that play, and that is exactly what he needed to do as Western now goes to a 3rd and 4 situation. And we got the old double reverse, and on the inside, they're going to only pick up about half of what they needed. They're going to get out to the 47. That's going to be 4th down and 2 yards to go. As I like the call, but again, Traverse City West staying at home in their lanes defensively like they've worked on all week long, shut that play down to a 2-yard gain.
Good discipline, like you said, Jeff, by the Titans not to over-pursue.
All right, Coach Willards will take a timeout and talk about it on 4th and 2. We'll take a break with 4:50 left in the first half. 8-7, TC West over Western. Back in a moment on BCTV.
So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Coquitlam or give us a call at 989-684-9607.
Back on Bay County TV on a 4th and 2. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala along with you as we looked at Coach Willards. And he says, I got a surefire play here that's going to work for us on this 4th down and 2. As they are running a power formation. And now they're coming to the near side of the field. Student body. And look at Robinson able to turn the corner. And oh, Lordy, would have had 6 if he was playing north of the border in Canada, Quiz. But he got enough for the first down.
You know, nice blocks leading the play by number 40, Joey DeCuff, and number 22, Braden Simon, and he did a nice job. That was a nice call by Coach Willards. Just, it's the old student body left. Is that you were thinking about the same thing right there?
Ditto, big man. Great minds thinking alike. And
oh, boy.
You know what? That's the kind of play where you just get your finger down in the dirt and you draw it up and you go, it's just man on man. We're going to get around the corner and we're going to get the first down. And that was probably the biggest chunk of yardage that Aiden Robinson has been able to get in this game on a huge 4th down play.
Yep, big play for the Bay City Western Warriors. It gives them a lot of confidence right now.
1st and 10 from the 45-yard line as they're running to the near side of the field, and Robinson to the outside. Nearly did not get that ball. Is coming from the backside to really rain havoc on that is Burfeld, as that was going to be one of those naked handoffs off the sweep, and I think Robinson was going to cut up field, and we have got a player down, and that will be a Western Warrior. While they tend to him, we'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Back on Bay County TV as Western prepares for a 2nd down and 14 yards to go. Clark back, and he's got 3 options. He's going to let it go deep. Frost downfield, just off his fingertips at the 3-yard line. Twins back there defensively covering him, but boy, Frost was a quarter stride away from picking up 6.
Yeah, that was a nice throw, Jeff. He threw it right where it should be, not short, and the only one that really had a chance for it was Frost. He had a player out here in the flats. He did not see him. He was wide open, but kind of threw it into triple coverage. But again, that play gets the Titans thinking about some other pass plays, and that time there was somebody open in the flat, so we'll have to see what Coach Willards dials up here on 3rd and long. Kid's got a nice arm.
He threw the ball 55 yards.
Man, and on the dime, too. Yep. Nice job.
So 3rd down, and we'll call it a long 13 as the Western Warriors are going to see if they can find at least a chunk play here to give them an opportunity on 4th down. Trying to come to the outside again and turn the corner. Doing a very nice job of making the first 2 people miss is Noah Falon as he picks up about 7 yards on the play. And that'll put them in a 4th down and about 5 yard to go situation. Noah Falon, one of the fastest players on the team. And he actually made the first person miss, but really played off his lead block very well.
Did a nice job getting around the corner, Jeff. Well, like you said, one of the fastest young men on the Western Warrior team. 4th down and long, and then Warriors will call a timeout.
Western says we're having success on this 4th down timeout call and a conversion. Let's see if they can duplicate it right after this on BCTV.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Back on Bay County TV with a 4th down and 5 yard to go situation. The Western Warriors seeing if they can make stuff happen again. Clark back to pass as he's going to send that ball down, and he tried to get that ball low and just behind. It might have been Frost out there and could not make that connection happen. So Western Warriors surrender good field position from the 40-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Traverse City West.
Lots of time left on the clock, Jeff, for the Traverse City West Titans, and in good field position. But again, you know, you're seeing a lot of teams at the high school, college, and pro level. They're going for it nowadays. The new style of football, they're going for it on 4th down.
Hendricks again with a single back. Hemmabode, they fake to him, and now back to pass. He gets hit as he's throwing that ball, and it threw him off just a little bit. And again, like the white hat, because the white hat has one job, and that's to watch the quarterback through the completion of the play all the way to the ground to make sure that there's no illegal or late hits on him. And he was riveted to that quarterback. Nice job, white hat.
That was a big hit on the quarterback by the Western Warrior defensive line. There's a couple Warriors there, but like you said, good clean hit, good solid play.
We got trips to that wide side of the field now with the single back and a little misplay. And you're going to have, if that play was off the line of scrimmage, the ball is coughed up, and it looks like the Western Warriors are going to have their hands on the ball.
Hemmabode was fighting for extra yards, Jeff, and a whole bunch of brown jerseys came in, and he popped it up, and the Warriors, with 3:30 to go here in the first half, come away with great field position, 1st and 10 at the Titan 40.
And when that play broke down, that play was right at the line of scrimmage. If he's over the line of scrimmage, you've got offensive linemen that are 7, 8, 9 yards downfield, and there would have been a penalty on that play, but he was close enough to the backfield that was not a penalty.
Hemmabode was fighting for a lot of extra yardage, Jeff, and he burped it up. So a big break for Bay City Western.
Trying to come up the middle with a little bit of room as Clark puts a little dipsy-do on, gets down to the 27-yard line, where it'll be enough to move the sticks after a 14-yard gain. 1st and 10 for the Western Warriors. Spread them out, find a little zone up the middle, and run to daylight.
Well, the umpire, he got in the way again of a couple fellas there in the white jerseys, and they kind of pushed. They didn't push him down this time, but that was kind of a big break for Bay City Western to pick up that 1st down. But he's part of the field.
They got an umpire pick out there on the field. 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Trying to bang forward. A nice gain on the play of about 3 or 4 yards for Lucas Julian, as they're going to push him back to the 25-yard line. Thought maybe his forward progress would have put him a little bit farther towards maybe the 23-yard line, but it'll just be a gain of 2 on the play, 2nd down and 8.
That was a good hard run by Julian, Jeff. He did not want to go down, and he stayed on his feet. 2nd down and a long 8, 2:25 and counting to go here in the first half. Traverse City West 8, Bay City Western Warriors 7.
Trying to get to the corner again. Great job by the defensive end out there, and that is number 8 on the play. Dumont shuts that play down before able to get around the corner out of the Warriors.
He's had a nice game tonight for the Traverse City West Titans. Third down, they lost a little bit. Jeff, they're going to call it 10, and it's at the Titan 25-yard line. Under 2 minutes ago here in the first half.
Was that Simmon on that run, 22? I think that's who came to the near side of the field.
Yes, I think so.
Again, the defense was so spectacular, again, to cut that corner off. Aiden Robinson back into the ball game. And he's going to go to the wide side of the field again, making a couple of people miss, but just runs out of real estate again as the defense from Traverse City West just continue to use that sideline as an extra defender, and not much room for Aiden Robinson.
Just kind of strung it out a little bit, Jeff. Did the defensive end over there for the Titans. I can't see his number, but number 50 for the Titans is Burfeld again. Called his name a lot. He did a nice job, disciplined, stringing that thing all the way out to the sideline. Stopped the clock with a $1:32.
And I think Western is going to go for it, too, because you're not going to gain much from a punt. You're just outside of Malin's range, but I think they're going to talk about it. And with 1:32 left of the first half, we're going to take a break and be back in just a moment on BCTV.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local source for team uniforms, sports spiritwear, and more. Gear up with confidence. We've got your team covered from head to toe, ensuring you stand out on and off the field. And that's not all. Unleash your team spirit with custom spiritwear that roars success. Wait, it gets better. Introducing our free fundraising online stores. Effortlessly raise funds for your team while showing your pride.
Back here on Bay County TV, they're going to give Malin a shot from 46 yards, and he's going to have to go thunderfoot on this. He certainly has the ability to get it that far. So there's the kick. It's up, and will it be long enough? And it's just no good. It just looked like it came up a yard short.
When he kicked it, you could hear it all the way up here, Jeff. And
it was a thumper.
He thumped it good. It was just a skosh short, but my goodness, what a great effort by that young man.
Well, I knew that was right at the edge of his range, and certainly from 1 yard shorter, that would have at least hit the crossbar.
Yeah.
But I think a very good calculated risk by Coach Willards, and the ball will come back to the 20.
Puts him back at the 20 with a $1:27 to go, Jeff.
So they actually gained 12 yards from the loss on that field goal, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Traverse City West here with a $1:27 left in our first half. The Western defense will have to make certain that nothing crazy happens now, as coming to the near side of the field with a nice run on the play is number 7, Krishner. And he gets a gain on the play of about 10 yards. It's going to be enough to move the sticks. It'll be 1st and 10 for Traverse City. And I like that call from them because it allows the running back to get what he can and get out of bounds to stop the clock, because they've only got one timeout left.
And Malin came a long way across the field to make that tackle, Jeff, out of bounds, stopping the clock. 1:21 to go here in the first half.
Western looks like they're going with a little bit smaller defensive lineman in case they've got to pursue Hendricks out of the pocket. 3-man line, so they're going to be coming with some different angles as Hendricks is going to the wide side of the field, and he's going to try and get out of bounds, and his forward progress was stopped and pushed back. That's a great call by the head linesman to keep that clock moving.
Yep, he did not get he lost a yard, Jeff. Maybe he gained a half a yard or something like that, but I was watching downfield. They had great coverage on the wide receivers, did the Bay City Western Warriors, and he had nobody open, so good job by the defensive backs of Western.
But again, the head linesman sees the runner's progress is stopped forward, pushed backwards out of bounds. That's a great play to keep the clock moving. Hendricks back again, 3-step drop. He's got a drag pattern, and if that ball tips off his hand a little more, that's a pick 6 for Frost, but Decuff just laid the wood.
Yes, he did. And number 19, the wide receiver, him and Mr. Decuff just had a nice meeting right there at the midfield.
Mr. Decuff did the talk.
Oh, yeah. Yes, he did. I like the way that young man plays football, too.
He certainly timed it right and used great leverage and put a punishing hit on that wide receiver, number 19, Corey. Again, Hendricks back again. He's got happy feet back there. He's going to take off running right now. Probably not going to be able to make it to the first down marker, and he will be knocked out of bounds about 2 yards short of that first down marker, as they're going to officially mark him out at the 37-yard line, bringing up a 4th and 3 situation. Clock stopped with 39 ticks left in the first quarter. The first half. The first quarter went really fast. The second quarter's taken quite a bit of time.
Yeah, no doubt that the Titans are going to kick this ball away, Jeff. Good opportunity for number 1, Kason Frost. First thing he has to do is make sure he catches the football, hang on to it, get what you can, and see what you can do for your team and get it into decent opportunity in Titan territory.
But he's got to be certain he can pick this up. If he can't, you have just got to let this go, and that is going to be a great job to just let that roll down to the 27-yard line with 30 seconds left. Now 29.1. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Western Warriors. Let's see if they air it out and try and get Frost deep, or see if they can get somebody else going deep, as Dutcher got that only touchdown pass. So, maybe they can run that trip deep formation again and see if they can split the safeties.
One thing about that punter, Jeff, Kyle Brunin, he doesn't put a lot of spiral on it. It's always end over end, but he seems to get a lot of nice bounces when he punts the football.
And I think there's a lot of practice and purpose behind that roll. As going back, look at the wide open, and that ball is out here. Almost a spectacular grab, and we are going to have a defenseless player hit, or are they going to have a helmet-to-helmet hit? I don't know exactly what they've got, but boy, if that is just not lollipopped a little bit, I think Robinson has an opportunity to make a move on that defensive back, but he came, and it's going to be a 15-yard penalty. I just don't know what they are going to call. It looked like helmet to helmet. Personal foul, yep. Helmet to helmet contact, and that will be a 15-yard penalty, and that will be enough to move the sticks. And still 23.6 ticks left, but no timeouts for Western.
Yeah, and both flags came out right at the same time, Jeff.
But again, it was a perfectly thrown ball, but just a little too much air. If Clark could have zipped it a little bit more, I think they ran a great play because nobody picked Robinson up initially out of the backfield.
Nope.
First down and 10. Clark back to pass again. He's got all day to roll to the wide side of the field and let something happen. There's a penalty flag behind the play, and that's almost 100% going to be an offensive hold.
Yep. Pretty much every time you see the white hat throw that and that type of play, Jeff, it's going to be holding against the Bay City Western Warriors. That's going to knock them back 10 yards.
And no doubt that's going to be accepted. And at this point, with 14.7 seconds left, it's going to put the Western Warriors back around the 30-yard line. As the umpire rolls that thing back to the 30-yard line, it will be first down and 20 yards to go for the Western Warriors again. Probably if they can get out of bounds or a first down, they'll have an opportunity to run another play, but probably only 2 plays here without any time left. And again, they're going to send that across the middle, and the ball is dropped on a wide receiver. That was headed to Malin. And sometimes you're trying to just peek upfield a split second before you look that pass in, but Again, I think Traverse City West is going to be very content giving up that pass play as they're playing 3 deep right now.
Yeah, they're back 20, 30 yards, Jeff. The defensive backs, they'll give everything up in front of them. The old rule is you don't let an opposite colored jersey behind you, and that's what they're going to do. So it'll be 3rd down and 20 for the Warriors at their own 31-yard line with 10.2 ticks to go.
They could have the old hook and ladder here and see if that works, as a lot of times you catch a defensive player looking at the first, and now they're going to cruise to the outside and back across the green, as Julian is going to pick up about 11 yards, but that's going to run the first half clock out at halftime. The score, Traverse City West 8 and the Western Warriors 7. Back in a moment to recap the first half, set the stage for the second half right here on BCTV. Back at the Frank's Great Outdoor Halftime Show, Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala along with you. As we said just before this game started, not what we expected, but some monster hitting going on.
Well, I tell you what, it is a physical game, Jeff. Both teams showing their muscles, so to speak, and really hitting hard out there. And that's one of the reasons we have such a low-scoring game with Traverse City West up 8-7 here at the halftime.
Field position has been a big difference, and we talked about the unorthodox style of the Traverse City West kicker, but he's getting about 15 or so yards after contact on the ground.
It's been very fortunate for the Titans that they're getting a lot of good rolls when their punter kicks the football, putting the Western Warriors back deep in their own territory. End-over-end kick, so he works on it on a daily basis, and it works for him. It's not very pretty, but it's effective for the Titans.
Aiden Robinson gets nicked up in the first half. Looked like he was able to come back. Unfortunately, the quarterback for TC West, we hear, breaks his arm.
Yeah, that was early in the first quarter, Jeff. That was too bad for that young man. We saw some really nice things about him from him early in the game, but his replacement, as soon as he got on the field, he threw a pass and threw 2 passes in a row. So I think one of them is more of a runner, and Hendricks is more of the passer for the Titans.
Well, the Western Warriors, after they settled in, decided that they'd go to the air, and they ran a 3-deep route, and what a great pass to split 2 defenders for the touchdown for the Warriors in the first half.
It was a really nice pass for the Western Warriors, Jeff, right down the middle of the field. He put it right where you had to put it just for the Western player to catch the football, and he had good protection by the offensive lineman. He had the opportunity to step up in the pocket and throw that football for the Western's only score of the game, and we got us a dilly out here at the cornfield, 8-7 at halftime.
Now, both teams are going to look to go in at halftime and make some adjustments. So you and I both love the first series on both sides of the ball for each team to see what they're trying to do to attack their teams.
You might see subtle differences and changes, Jeff, but you know what? You got to come with the girl you brought to the dance, and Western likes to run the football. Traverse City West is a little bit more wide open. They do have a nice running game and stuff like that, but they'll tweak some things and talk about some of the blocking schemes and what to do on offense and some of the changes that they have to do some batches up on defense. But really, overall, I think both teams played very well on both sides of the ball in the first half.
At TC West, I think the thing they did best defensively is they really contained the corner runs for Western, forcing them back to the flow of their defense.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of that, and so is the Western Warriors. They've kind of stretched out the plays, used the sidelines for the defense. Their defensive backs have used the sidelines for their defense, also on the Titan passing game. So, it's kind of like a little bit of a chess match going on right now there between the two coaches at halftime. We'll just have to see what the second half is going to bring in for this it's a typical Saginaw Valley League game. They're getting after each other. They're putting hats on you.
I'm putting my money on Bobby Fischer from the U.S. in the chess match for the second half
would that
of this game.
Coach Willards? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, against Spassky from Russia. So I think Fischer's going to come up with a big play to make it happen in the second half. That about puts the wraps on our Frank's Great Outdoor Halftime Show. Back with all the second half action in just a minute on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Mike Guazdala. Very excited about this third quarter to see the wrinkles that both teams may have come up with at the halftime.
I sure did pick a good game to come back and help you out, didn't I?
We're expecting this second half is going to be a doozy. And that ball just sits on the sideline, and it just touches the sideline as the Traverse City team stares down at it and goes, oh my, this is a game truly of inches.
I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that. It just stopped right there.
It just died, and so now Traverse City West has three options, and it looks like they're going to take the ball at the 35 as one of their three choices.
Could have taken it back there, or they could have re-kicked also.
Yes, you just like you never lost a beat, brother.
No,
First and 10.
I was coached really well over all these years.
He was. We'll see what Hendrick can do to start the second half. We know what he's got as a tailback. Body is trying to get to the outside. Look at the pursuit from the Western Warriors.
Man.
It takes the third one to bring him down, but Body is banged for a 1 or 2 yard loss. Getting out there, it looked like Decuff was the first one out there, the birthday boy.
Yes. I think also out there was number 11, Jeff. That was Dutcher helping out. There was a loss of 3 on the play, 2nd down and 13. And again, the defense of Western stretching it out, making it difficult to go wide for the Titan running back.
Well, as Hemabad in the first half was able to turn the corner, and now they're going to try a little dip pass. D-Cup on the interception. His second pick of the game. Happy birthday, Brother D.
Wow, nice job by D-Cup on the interception, and a huge play to start the third quarter, Jeff. Great field position for the Bay City Western Warriors.
Hendricks looked a little confused on that because him and Hemabode really looked like they bumped into each other, and the timing of that play was off. So I believe Hendricks may have got a little bit edgy back there and wanted to get rid of the ball, but D-Cup again floats into that spot for a big one. Yes, it is. What a great birthday present. It is now trying to slide to the outside. A modest gain on the play as It's coming off the field. It's Aiden Robinson is a little nicked up, so don't know if that may have been a continuation from what happened in the first half, but he's down on the sideline right now getting some attention.
Gain of 2 on the play for the Western Warriors, Jeff. 2nd and 8 at the 22-yard line of the Titans. Big opportunity for Bay City Western here early in the third quarter.
Well, you know they're going to bring in Julian to replace him, so you've got Julian going to the wide side of the field, and Clark's going to try and turn it upfield. And again, Western looked like they may have had some bodies out there to slide that ball to, but I think at that point the quarterback, Clark, decided to keep it himself and may have not gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like he lost a yard.
And it's tough to throw as a right-hand quarterback when you're going to your left. You kind of throw across your body a little bit, and there was nobody open, good coverage, so he tucked it and lived for another down. 3rd down and 9 for Bay City Western at the Titan 23, well within the range of the field goal kicker for the Bay City Western Warriors.
Again, now they're going to go right up the middle with Julian, and Julian might have picked up 3 yards down to about the 21-yard line. So they're going to call that a very modest gain of only about a yard on the play. And I believe they may give Malin an opportunity here, and this opportunity will be from about 40 yards if they choose to go for the field goal as they bring the block out.
That young man runs onto the field. He's got 2 T's. He's got the the kickoff one and the field goal one.
So he's not one of the hydration specialists.
No.
He's just got the 2 T's, and that's his only job. Malin looks at it. It'll be a 39-yard attempt. Offensive line is set. It's a good exchange. The kick is up, and it is long enough, and it is going to be wide to the right. We got a penalty flag. We're going to have illegal participation, maybe either 12 people on the field, or what's our call going to be here to the white hat?
Wow, that flag was all the way down by the official that's underneath the goalpost, Jeff.
I did not see an indication from our referee of what they're going to do. So
we're going to try again.
We're going to give him another opportunity.
Nope, he just threw the tee off the field. They're going to go for it.
So they've got 4th down and 12. And again, from where that ball's at the 27, if it's not good, you're only going to gain 7 yards of real estate. So he must feel he's got something on 4th down that's going to be able to get that and a little bit more. Clark back with motion to the wide side. He's rolling to the near side of the field, and he gets rid of the ball. And it is complete, but short of the first down marker as a defensive back just really laid a big-time hit on the Western receiver. Still waiting to try and get the number of that young man as he gets up, and that is going to be, I believe, number 3, Doran. Great job by Doran to hang on to the ball. And that ball goes down to the 18-yard line, but it's short of the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 for TC West. Another monster hit, Mike.
Man, that was a huge hit, Jeff. And both he got up kind of slow, and another Titan player was running off on the far sidelines. He was limping a little bit, but I think it was one of those unpainful cramps that you and I get.
Yeah, just a cramp. No big deal. Now we're going to have the white hat throwing a flag. And we're going to find out now. Are they going to pull somebody off? Trying to see.
Illegal substitution.
Again, the benefit of throwing that flag early is it's 5-yard against 15. If you don't catch that before the play starts, that's a 15-yard penalty. But that's 5 valuable yards of real estate that TC West lost before their first snap.
Well, that's going to make it 1st and 15 for the Titans. We're 8:48 to go here in the third quarter. Titans 8 and the Bay City Western Warriors 7.
Hendrick gives that ball right up the middle. Hemabo just bangs forward. I'll tell you what, he is a big, strong, physical kid.
He certainly is, Jeff. He runs with a lot of authority. We talked about that lower body. He's got some trunks on him, and he lowers the pads. He's got great vision. And another thing that he does as a good runner, when you get tackled, he's always falling forward for that extra 2 or 3 yards.
So it is second down now and only about 3 yards to go. Hemabo trying to go to the outside, and he is really pushed and stretched and finding himself going backwards on the play. He's going to lose about 3 yards, and it will be third down at about 6.
It looked like Julian and Decuff out there again for the Bay City Western Warriors, Jeff. And again, we've talked about it on both teams, the discipline on these defenses just to keep running that thing to the sidelines and playing really, really tough. Now it's third down and 9 for the Titans at their own 19-yard line.
So I'm trying to look down to see where Hemabo is at here, and he is not one of the leading rushers in the conference, and that really surprises me unless he is just now back there. So Hendricks coming to the near side of the field, really not much for him to do but put it forward, and he is banged down again.
Lost his helmet, too.
As Decuff is out on that play along with a bunch of other folks, and also in on that was O'Laughlin, and they just shut the door again as Hendricks hit the ground hard enough to lose his helmet.
Wow, that was another stick by the Bay City Western Warriors. A group of brown shirts got over there, Jeff. It's going to be fourth down and 4 for the Titans. And again, let's see how the punter does with that end-over-end kick that he's been kicking all night long.
Boy, a good exchange and just about blocked. A high floating kick, and that is going to take another huge roll of about 14 yards after it hits. But Western gets the ball first and 10 at the 40, but I didn't catch the number of the young man that came flying in, nearly altered that kick.
Did not see that either, Jeff. This time the punter for the Titans got a little bit higher than normal. First few were a lot of line drives with big rolls, but
I think it was Lucas Julian.
Okay.
I'm looking as he was the last person coming back. Didn't mean to break your train of thought there.
That's okay, brother. First and 10 for the Warriors at the Titan 40, their own 40-yard line, excuse me. Good field position for Bay City Western.
Motion to the near side. Look at that as they come to the near side of the field. The defense paid absolutely no attention to Clark after he handed that ball up. Now, the people upstairs are going to be watching that. Someplace in this game, they're going to fake that handoff, and I'm going to see that Clark keeps that ball on a naked to his side of the field and has a big gain.
It's pretty wide open out there, too. There was a lot of real estate if he would have kept the ball. But again, as we said in the past, the last play setting up for this play, and this play setting up for something in the future, Jeff.
Again, running to the near side of the field. Very nice job that time running the ball. Is that Malin?
Yep. No, 17.
Oh, again, and he's coming off. Aiden's coming off after one play. Boy, he's just had a tough night. I know he's got a heart as big as his body, but physically when you can't do it. But that was a nice gain on the play of almost 6 yards to put him in a 3rd and 3 situation. And Clark comes back from the sideline, and Julian back as his feature back next to him. We'll see what Coach Willard's Bobby Fisher dials up on 3rd down, and we are going to have a false start on the offense. Boy, and that's 5 really tough yards of real estate.
Man, it just, the way the Titan defense is playing right now just makes it even more difficult. So it'll take them back to 3rd down and 8 for the Warriors at their own 42-yard line. Coach Willits is talking to Clark, the quarterback of the Warriors. He's got the play in. All the kids are looking at their wristbands. Warriors are ready to go. Big play right here in 3rd quarter, Jeff, with 5:14 to go.
Again, as Gwiz just said, 3rd down and 8 yards to go. They look over the defense, and they are 8 in the box to stop the potential run. as trying to bang it upfield for a gain of about 3 yards out to just shy of the 45-yard line is Julian. And I think Coach Willards plays it a little close to the vest here on purpose because he wants to flip the field and count on his defense to come up with another big series stop.
Boy, this has been a very, the first 2 quarters were quick. This one is even quicker with 4:35 and counting to go in the 3rd quarter, Jeff.
As they've got a kick formation where they've got trips here to the near side of the field. Probably not a situation where I think they're going to look for anything other than get rid of that thing, and that ball again just gets off. And trying to take that to the wide side of the field on the return is number 7, Krishner. And again, how did Malin get that ball off?
Man.
The defense is really getting in on him in a hurry. And you said you thought you saw a hanky?
I did see a flag right down here in front, Jeff. The line judge.
Okay.
Right down here in front of us. Not sure.
Oh, we got a legal substitution.
Great coverage there by the Bay City Western Warriors, Jeff.
Now, I was just going to say, did they blow that play dead? And that's the question. If I'm Coach Willards, did you just throw that flag or did you blow that play dead? If you didn't blow the play dead, that's 15-yard penalty. If you did blow the play dead, then he caught it before and it's a 5-yard penalty.
If it's 15, what's that do?
It'll be 1st and 10.
Huge.
All right, so they're going to mark off the 5-yard penalty and tell that guy with the down box, don't you move until it's time. That's a very important spot.
Yeah, yes.
So now 4th down and a long 1 yard to go situation. I think Coach Willards may change his call here on 4th down and opt to go for it.
I am going to agree with you. And
Malin is going to be back in punt formation.
He is going to kick.
Is this a Dan Campbell move, though?
I don't think so.
And
it is a Dan Campbell situation.
And they're going upfield, and they're going to have the 1st down and more. The birthday boy with a 1st down and more down to the 40-yard line. Just like Lee Thompson called it last night early in the 1st quarter. Coach Willards dials up a big play and rolls the dice and comes up with some boxcars.
I have to apologize to Coach Willards. I was completely wrong. I thought he was going to kick it, but what a gutsy call right there for the Bay City Western Warriors. 1st and 10. Hey, nice call by Coach Willards, and we're really well executed, too.
It was really big. As trying to get to the outside again. Look at the defensive pursuit. And nothing going on for that Western ball carrier on the outside. That was Julian trying to get around the corner.
Another tighten down, Jeff.
Another official's timeout as we talked at halftime, Mike, some serious hitting going on. And this looks like it may be it's just a cramp. Not anything serious until you've had a cramp and you get that big toe caught on the corner of the sheet when you're trying to get out of bed.
You're still getting that big toe caught even though I'm not working with you that much anymore?
Yes, indeed, brother. Well, we stretch things out. We're going to take a quick break and be back in a moment on Bay County TV.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Back here on Bay County TV, Mike, who did we have on that injury?
I think that was number 8, Duman. Now they just took off the field, Jeff. Not quite sure what happened there, but
he was carried off.
He was carried off, so I got maybe a little gut feeling that it might be a little bit worse than a cramp, but we're hoping that's all it is. So we don't know for sure, so we'll just say good luck to that young man. He has played a whale of a football game tonight.
Yeah, that's a huge loss again for Traverse City. Clark back, and he's got time to throw the football. Now he gets rid of the football, maybe rushed that throw just a little bit. Had a wide open Simmon out here on the sideline, and he had Julian in front of him to block. But easy for us to say that he had to hurry that throw because when you got a 240-pounder bearing down your straights, that is something you definitely don't want to feel that hit.
Stops the clock with 3:28 to go, 8-7. The Titans from Traverse City West on top of the Bay City Western Warriors. 3rd down and 14, Jeff, for the Warriors at their own, at the Titan 44-yard line.
This is a big play because they need a chunk of yardage to see what they can get. Again, back, plenty of time. He's got a receiver out, and it's caught on the play by number 31, Eli Manning. That was an absolute dime from quarterback Clark.
Well coverage by the defensive back for the Titans, Jeff, and he put it right on the money, and great concentration by Malin to pick that up with a gentleman all over, and the out-of-bounds line was not that far away, so he had to really concentrate, bring that in. First big play for the Warriors.
Boy, and Clark put that ball in the only spot it was going to be caught where the defender could not get at the football.
Perfect spiral, just dropped it right in there, Jeff. What a great throw. What a great catch also.
1st and 10. Julian banging up the middle is going to get positive yardage of about 3 yards as the Warrior offensive line was able to move that stack just a little bit. As that play up the middle, Mike, predicates the rest of your offense. You've got to, even if you only get 2-3 yards, you got to keep the defense honest.
Well, that's their bread and butter, Jeff. That's what they like to do, and they have to keep running the football. They know they can throw the football because they made some great passes, and the previous play was a huge one for a 1st down. But, Coach Willards is that old school guy. He's going to run, and then he's going to catch you off guard, throw a little sprint pass right, sprint pass left, and a nice bomb there once in a while.
All right, on the quarterback keeper sliding forward. He's down inside the 5-yard line. He's going to be down at the 2-yard line, and that is going to be 3rd down now, and nope, they're going to call it's enough for a 1st down. 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Look at Western not wasting any time right up to the line of scrimmage, and we're going to have a penalty flag. And oh boy, if you got a 5 yards that you're giving away a real estate here, that is going to be tough. I didn't see who moved, but when the line judge throws that flag, then you know most of the time you're looking at an offensive lineman, and you're looking at tight end or tackle most of the time because guard center guard is going to be the umpire.
Yeah, and they went quick. They lined up quick, and they were just going a little bit too fast, Jeff. But again, it's still 1st down, goal to go. They took it all the way back to the 7-yard line. Starts the clock with $1:39 and counting to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Trying to come up the middle again, and really little or no attention paid to Clark as he just played that fake out after it, and I still think that it's going to be a valuable fake handoff and a quarterback keeper at some point in big juncture in this game. 2nd and goal, virtually no gain on the 1st.
Yeah, Clark has been out there a couple times all by his lonesome with a lot of real estate, Jeff. So, Coach Willards probably has that in the back of his gray matter, and he's seen that. The coaches upstairs, they have seen that.
On the quarterback keeper, he's going to get inside the 5. He's down to about the 3-yard line, and they're going to say, nope, he didn't only get down to the 5-yard line on that play, as it will be 3rd down and goal. Great first 2 plays by the Traverse City West defense.
About 7.
Now with 39 seconds left, what do we got, an injury? Another player for Traverse City down, and that might be their big boy, number 32 on the play, and Humabode. He's played a whole lot of snaps tonight.
Boy, I don't think he's been off the field all night long, maybe a couple times. But
boy, and he looks like he may have a cramp too, the way he's trying to stretch that out. So again, while he brings it off to the side of the field, and we're going to keep it right here, Mike. because we've all had these before. When you get that cramp, even if you stretch that cramp out, your body the rest of the night is right on the verge of recramping.
Yeah.
And even if that takes 5% out of your 100%, that makes you more mortal than you were previous to that cramp.
Yeah, and with the way that young man runs the football, that's going to put a cramp into his style of running the football too, Jeff.
Gotta love it. Again, that's Julian. He's sniffing the goal line. He's down to the 1-yard line. Could be inside the 1 on 4th down. And you know the Warriors are just chomping at the bit. And I got to believe Julian is going to be their feature back. He's their biggest, hardest running back. And we're going to see what they've got figured out. They're going to have to talk about it here as the third quarter is going to come to an end before they have to run another play. Hold on to your seat cushions. Another 12 minutes coming here in the fourth quarter. It's 8-7. TC West over Western. The Warriors sniffing a goal line. Back in a moment to see how it all transpires on BCTV.
Village Towing and Auto Repair of Kaukaulin and Bay City is here to help you in your hour of need with fast and friendly service. With over 30 years of towing experience, we know how to get the job done quickly and safely. From big to small, we do it all. Give us a call at 989-684-9607 for all your towing needs.
Back here on 4th and goal from the 1-yard line.
Oh, Granny, don't leave your rocker now.
Woo! Like I said at the end of the third, hold on to your seat cushions. This is going to be great.
Always going to kick
they're
it.
going to use Malin for what would be just a glorified extra point right now. I like that call. That is just about as sure thing as you can get, and the kick is blocked. And it's going to be picked up by Traverse City as they're coming down the field right now, and they'll get back over the 30-yard line, and Malin is going to, with an extra push out of bounds, going to give up an extra 15 yards of real estate. That kick came out low. An unbelievable turn of events as we got another flag on the far side of the field as well.
Yeah, that one on the near side, one on the far side, Jeff. And unfortunately, you were correct. That ball just came out really low off the foot of Malin and blocked, and the Titans will have good field position. It was a sideline warning against Traverse City West and a personal foul against Bay City Western. So the sideline warning is just the first warning.
Right.
And so the personal foul will go against Bay City Western, and that'll tack on 15 yards from the end of the play.
Boy, what a huge turn of events we just came across there in the last 10 seconds of football, as what would have been less than an extra point distance. Either the snap was low or the kick just came out low, but it was blocked and then returned out to about the 39-yard line, and that's where there was an extra 15 tacked on the end for a late hit. And trying to come to the near side of the field, falling forward for a gain of almost 5 yards on the play, is the running back, number 12, as Sowers bangs forward, and Decuff amongst others that are going to be in on that hit again, but a gain of 5 yards on the play. Huge real estate, and we do not see the running back number 32, Hemabode, has not been back on the field.
Do not see him out there, Jeff. They're still working on him over on the other sideline. And Sowers doing a nice job, running hard, number 12. He's a big kid, too. Picked up the first down for the Traverse City West Titans.
Well, and sometimes at this juncture in the ballgame, Mike, you bring in a fresh back, and that fresh back has got that extra half a step. It's good to see Dr. Bigelow in the house tonight, enjoying some of the activity. As our superintendent of schools, always nice to see him visible and out and enjoying the finer things that the Bay City Public Schools have to offer. Again, another run for Sowers is going to pick up another 5 or 6 yards. As what a methodical drive right now for Traverse City West.
Look who's coming into the game for the Titans, Jeff. Sowers.
He looks like he's got just a little hitch in his giddy up, though.
Sowers did a nice job. He picked up some serious yardage replacing Hemabody for the Titans. And it's second down, and they're going to call it 5 on the 29-yard line of the Bay City Western Warriors. Clock still running, 10:19 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Whole lot of time left in this 1-point game. Hendricks back to pass right now, and there's not much sitting out there. He's going to complete the pass for maybe a 1-yard gain at most.
Boy, Malin closed, didn't he?
Oh.
Good Lord, that was nice. He came up and did a nice job. Good balance on the tackle and no gain on the play. So it's going to be 3rd down and 4. Gain of 1, we'll call it, Jeff. But Malin, he's a football player.
Well, and Malin sat in his flat responsibility until the ball was in the air. He closed and very good tackle, very sure tackle. 3rd down and 3 right now. Hendrick back out of the shotgun.
Big play right here.
Going to give that ball to Hemabode. That's what I figured they'd do, and he is very close to that first down marker. He carries people with him for an extra 4 yards. They'll move the sticks. It'll be down to the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 for TC West.
He didn't look like he was hurting too bad there. He had some speed and some power. And starting the clock, we're under 10 at 9:13 and counting in the nice, methodical, time-consuming drive right here. Even though they started deep in the Bay City Western territory, they're just kind of taking their time and going about their business right now.
Well, and Hemabode even gets a little blow for maybe the first time tonight. So he's a little fresher, and we got a penalty flag now. As
he's still on his feet.
He's going to go into the end zone, but depending on what we've got, and they are going to blow this dead and come back. I think right now the only thing you could have is an illegal formation on the offense, because that would be the only procedure penalty that would not blow this play dead. So we've got an illegal formation on the offense, so they had 5 in the backfield, and that is going to nullify the touchdown, bring it back to the line of scrimmage with a huge 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, that is absolutely big for Bay City Western. And that's going to take them, make it 1st and 15 now for the Titans at the Western 24-yard line.
And a big, big mental mistake for whomever was supposed to be on the line for TC West and lined up in the backfield. But a huge break for Western as Hemabode is back out of the ball game after that touchdown run. And he's over there flexing that leg a little bit, so he may have cramped up a little bit again. 1st and 15, though.
Trainer gives him some water.
Hendrick is going to hand that ball up. Sauer just blows over a defensive back again as he is just running hard.
I'm going to tell you, Jeff, no place for the meek and mild down on that football field tonight. These kids have put hats on you. They have played hard, both squads, and they will be exhausted tomorrow morning when they get up. It's been that tough of a football game.
Well, and Malin looks like he's the player over here on the sideline that laid that hit out. As, again, now Hemabode trying to go to the outside, and Western doing a great job of, again, straightening him out and using the sideline as the extra defender.
No, he hasn't had a lot of opportunities to get outside tonight, Jeff. They've done a nice job on him. He's kind of been more of a off-tackle type of runner to keep him, then he goes outside. But when they do stretch it out, they do a nice job of not letting him gain a lot of yards.
Well, you know, and I got to look at that and go, as Coach Wagner, when you're getting 4 or 5 yards straight ahead, what are you doing going to the outside when you're able to get that much real estate? So, again, breaking a tackle, and it looks like he's going to be just shy of the first down. It's going to be 4th down and about a half a yard to go for a first down. But, again, Sauer breaking a tackle to get near that first down stick. So now is probably when you're going to bring Hemabode in. Nope, he's coming back off the field.
He was on that run, but he's going to come back, and Sauer for the Titans will be back in.
All right, they still got 13 seconds to get this play off, so the clock should not be a factor. And they give that ball, and New gets in there in a hurry to shut that play down. Looked like Jack Goik with the initial hit defensively. Really big play defensively and a great turn of events by the Western defense coming up large.
That play kind of seemed to take a little bit longer than their normal running plays, Jeff, and great Hey, give credit to Bay City Western's defensive line. That was great penetration to stop a huge 4th and short against the Titans, and Bay City Western is going to get the ball after downs, and they're 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line of their own 10-yard line. Excuse me.
I really think Goik found a gap and shot it because he was virtually not touched. Trying to come to the outside and again hit at about the 2-yard line is Clark in the back, and that play took a little bit of time to develop as well, and Clark getting up a little bit slow back there. As he's a little bit gimpy, but he's ready to go. But that's a huge loss of about 10 yards on the play. 2nd down and 20. Now with your heels on the goal line.
Wow.
So Titans return the favor with some great pressure, Mike.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing Hemabody in there on defense, Jeff. He was playing a defensive end outside linebacker position. He is not in there at this time, and he's had a good game on defense. So let's see what Coach Willards dials up.
And there's a pass on the outside, and boy, there's nobody in that neighborhood for the Western Warriors. And Clark, again, just had to get rid of that football, but he got it past the line of scrimmage, and he was running for his life in his own end zone.
Try to get some yardage back right here, Jeff. It's 3rd down and 18. Give him a little bit more room from that end zone.
6:05 and holding with the incomplete pass left in our 4th quarter of play. And again, 8-7, 2 fairly early scores in this ball game, and the defenses have dominated since. Looking at what's going on, down to 5 seconds. They're going to have to get something off here pretty quickly. Trying to run a little wheel route to Robinson. Nice job as Clark's going to get it upfield, and he's up almost to the 20-yard line, and it's going to bring up a 4th down and about 1.5 yards. Nope, they're going to call him just shy of the 20. So nope, right on the 20. It's going to be 4th down and a long yard to go situation. And then I'd see the Western offense still on the field.
He's like Coach Willards makes the big bucks right here to make this call.
That is exactly why you're the head coach. And again, banging forward, looking like you got the 1st down and a little bit more. Must have been Julian banging on that play.
Man, what a nice run that was. What a good call. That was just man-to-man, separate the men from the boys. We're going to give us our best, you give us your best, and that's what they did. 1st down for the Bay City Western Warriors, 5:20 and counting to go, Jeff.
Mano y mano, and the Warriors come out on top. And Julian again trying to come to the outside, and look at the pursuit to the football by all those white jerseys. There's virtually no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Nope, they're going to give him a yard. 2nd down and 9. Clock not quite a factor yet with 5 minutes and counting left in the game. All 3 timeouts left for the Western Warriors.
Yep, Jeff, and on the other side, the Titans have all 3 of their timeouts left too. It's getting down to a very interesting point here in the football game with 4:40 to go and still counting. But Coach Willards, you practice this stuff. You practice the 4 minutes, the 3 minutes, the 2 minutes, and he has a game plan all set for this type of situation.
Well, and he just needs to get down to give Malin another opportunity to make something happen. Trying to get to the outside on the play. Fallon turns the corner, turns on the Biddy in the Jets, and gets past the 1st down marker, as that's a huge 1st down for the Western Warriors.
Wow, what a nice play right there. A little counter, Jeff. And Fallon takes it around the right end, goes over to the far sideline. Saw that 1st down marker, got the 1st down, ran out of bounds to stop the clock. Good run by that young man.
And he's just a junior, so he'll have opportunities to come back. 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Again, they have a little counter-action play. Can they turn the corner? They're at the corner. They're at the 50, at the 45, at the 40, down to the 30, and out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Looks like Noah Falon with a couple of really big runs in a row for the Western Warriors. He had great speed again, ran out of field, but really outran the defense to the corner.
Just had a good angle on Falon, Jeff. Big run right there. 1st and 10 for the Bay City Western Warriors at the Titan 25-yard line.
Time out on the field. The Traverse City West needs to regroup. We'll take a quick break and come back for what should be an exciting last 4 left on BCTV.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this. The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala producing, directing, and filming tonight. Nick Page. This is our trifecta of fun here in what has been a great game and should be an exciting finish.
Thanks for calling me up and saying, hey, can you do a game tonight? This is fun.
This has really been a great time as Julian is the lone back. Julian is going to take the handoff again, and he is going to move the pile forward for a gain of about 6 down to the 19-yard line. This time, Clark ran that fake. He had a defender that sat and waited to make sure he didn't have the ball. He shadowed him through the play, so a nice adjustment by TC West, as I'm sure that they saw that upstairs.
You just took the words right out of my mouth.
I'm not starting to think like you, brother. There's hope for me yet.
It's scary. It was the first time we've been together.
4 yards to go. Clark bangs forward, and he might have got back to the line of scrimmage, and he was straightened up by, amongst others, defensively, number 54, Angelo. As it'll be 3rd down, but I do feel like they are in Malin range right now, and that may affect the call because Coach Willards is chewing a little clock right now, and I believe he might take this down to 1 second, and he might take a timeout. And then they will discuss what they're going to do on this big 3rd down and 6-yard to go situation.
Yeah, I think he's just going to take a timeout, Jeff. And he just told the referee, hold on. He calls one right now. He just wasn't sure, but that's why he was right next to the referee.
Yep, you let the ref know what's going on. A big 3rd down and 6. We'll find out what happens right after this on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back on Bay County TV, as we look at a big 3rd and 6 situation. You and I have diagrammed the play that we want, but, every time I say something, Coach Willards will say, oh, Mr. Doan, please don't ever try and outguess and outthink me. As Falon does cut to the outside again, he's got some tree grass, and we got a penalty flag down as he cruises into the end zone. And behind the play, we're going to have a holding penalty against Western. Tell me, partner, what did we design before this play happened? Falon to the wide side of the field, and he was going to be able to get around the corner. So now, not only am I thinking like you, brother, I'm on the same neighborhood as Coach Willards.
I don't know if that's...
I'm retiring. I don't know that I can get to a higher pinnacle than this.
You Thomas Lincoln Handy Wildcats always think like, but what a tough break for Bay City Western on the hold call.
And when I see that flag come out, that was a late flag, so it tells me that it happened behind the play, and unless that's a safety issue, as an official, I'm going to sometimes let something like that go if it doesn't have a direct bearing. Not because I'm a fan of either team, but is that a hold that has a direct bearing on the play? He must have felt like it was. I mean, I got to feel he's a veteran white hat, so you can't question something like that, but a perfect play call for Western, and now they put themselves in a 3rd down and 15 to go situation. So now they're going to go to Fallon again as he tries to go to the short side of the field, and there's just not much real estate there.
Keeps the clock running, Jeff. He did not get out of bounds, so it's going to be 4th down and about 7 or 8 to go. Oh, excuse me, about 13 to go for the 1st down at the 31-yard line of the Traverse City West Titans.
And looks like we are going to have Malin come out of the field. As what is the clock stopped for? Or did he get out of bounds here on this side?
He was wheeling it when I was watching him down there, so he must have got out. Coach Woolwich is going to call a timeout.
Well, and I think the first thing he wants to make certain right now is that Malin is capable after coming off the field. We believe this might be the first time since he was off the field injured that he's coming back on the field. So this is a huge point in the ball game, and you've utilized 2 of your 3 timeouts, so what you have to make certain is this is the play of the game for you guys. Are you going to try and run a play? Are you going to do a field goal? Are you going to fake a field goal? Because you know TC West on the last attempt, it blocked that kick.
It was a little bit low on that last field goal attempt, but Coach Willits is out there, and you know he's just telling his guys, he's just basically saying, fellas, we just all have to do our jobs, 11 of us do our jobs. Let Malin get that thing up in the air and put it through the uprights. And if we all do our job, that's what's going to happen.
Now, if this is from the spot of the last attempt that he had from 47, it was 1 yard short. This is going to be about a 45-yard kick. And I don't believe they're in that kicking formation.
No,
I believe
not.
they're going to run a play. And
they are.
This is that special play that they are saving for this occasion. And now TC West says, we better talk about this for just a minute. So our sponsors are getting a lot of love. We'll take another break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
As the voice of Michigan's student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports should be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic athletes can thrive.
We believe that athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe that students in the stands should have fun,
but not take away the focus from the game. We believe coaches should act like teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and support their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game.
Back here on BCTV. Clark back to throw. He's going to send that thing downfield. Frost in the end zone, has it in and out of his fingertips in the middle of triple defense. Clark threw an absolute gem, and Frost had it hit his hands. He just couldn't bring that ball in.
Man, what a nice throw, and Frost did a great job in going up and getting it, came down, and they just dropped it when he hit the ground. So incomplete pass, turnover on downs, 1st and 10 for the Titans with 2:58 to go. Both teams at this point, Jeff, only have 1 timeout left.
So the Warriors are definitely going to need to use their timeout, but it is imperative that they do not give up a first down. A first down will consequently let them run the clock out. As it is going to be a straight handoff and little or no gain, and we're going to use the timeout. Use our last timeout? Nope. They're going to let it go for after second down as the line judge turns and looks to see just exactly what they're planning on doing. And again, with 30 ticks left, it's going to have to be snapped about the 2:13 mark. And in one of these next two downs, I'm pretty certain the Western Warriors are going to use their last timeout, as the TC West coaching staff, Coach Wagner and company over there going, wait until that 10 seconds goes up on the back, Judge. And now they will just get into their offensive set. They'll snap the ball with about 2:15 left. And Hemabadi trying to go forward, and he breaks a tackle. The Western Warriors get there in a hurry, and they are going to let him go one more play before Western uses the timeout. It'll be 3rd down and 7 yards to go, as Hemabadi was really taking people with him, but through heavy, finally pursuit, the Western Warriors were able to neutralize and push him back. So we're going to need to about it's 1:45 and counting, so I'm going to say around the 1:30 mark they're going to need to snap this ball. And if the Western Warriors can stop them, they'll get the ball back with about 1 minute and 20 seconds left in this ball game. Hendrick back, and they're going to hand that ball off, and nowhere near the 1st down, and I'm sure they're going to use the timeout now. With 1:23 left in the ball game, Western will take their last timeout. It's 4th down and about 4 yards to go for Traverse City. And the Western Warriors are going to be having an opportunity to work on their 2-minute offense.
Big stop right there for the Western Warriors. And again, the punter for the Titans, Jeff, has had a very good night for Traverse City West, kicking the football, getting extra yards, extra rolls. So, one thing they don't want to do is they don't want to hit the punter or do anything like that, and roughing the kicker or anything like that. Let Frost go back there, let him catch it, let him do his thing, and get good field position for the Bay City Western Warriors.
Well, and do you not rush? Do you play defense in case they try something strange, and you just try and hit everybody on the line of scrimmage and hope Frost can pick something up fairly clean and maybe get about 10 or 15 or more yards on the return?
Well, and that's part of your conversation down there, Jeff, is you have to be very careful when you're rushing. You can't afford to have a penalty, roughing the kicker or anything like that. So that was part of the conversation with the coaches.
This is huge because they are going to have 2 people back for Western for the first time tonight. Yep. They are going to be probably only about 25 to 30 yards behind the line of scrimmage because they want to get this ball in the air so that they don't have to scoop it up. So I think this is a superb move by Coach Willard.
Yep.
And I think that this is going to pay dividends because they should be able to get a return.
There's no timeouts left. It looks like they're going to go for it. So, and then run some time.
Unless they try the quick kick.
No, that's what they're going to do.
Yep.
Quarterback.
So now we're going to have a penalty, and see, that short kick would have been picked up. Guess who's on this side of the field? Who was on the side of the field in the first half? The head linesman is now on this side, and there's going to be a 5-yard penalty. So now there'll be no opportunity for the trickery. But had that play gone, the Western return man had probably 10 to 15 yards before anybody would have contacted him.
Lots and lots of real estate on that kick right there, Jeff. So that's going to be 4th down and 9 for the Titans. And again, 2 Warriors back, and I like that you observed that. So now either one of them can get the ball, pick it up, and get some yards.
Just inside each hash, so they both have an opportunity to cover most of the field. And now we are going to have a timeout, Traverse City West, as we are going to go to break and thank our friends from Sandlot Sports, the official sports apparel company of Bay County TV.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local source for team uniforms, sports spiritwear, and more. Gear up with confidence. We've got your team covered from head to toe, ensuring you stand out on and off the field. And that's not all. Unleash your team spirit with custom spiritwear that roars success. Wait, it gets better. Introducing our free fundraising online stores. Effortlessly raise funds for your team while showing your pride.
Back on Bay County TV as, boy, what a chess match we've seen going on here. It'll be 4th down and 9. Western looks like they're going to come with some pressure. And that kick just gets off and will hit down about the 40-yard line. And Western is going to pick it up and picks up maybe 7 or 8 yards on the return over midfield.
Bethune did a nice job, Jeff, picking up that ball and getting some extra yards, getting it into Titan territory with 1:15 to go in the football game.
Look at the birthday boy down here. Just missed getting a blocked punt. He said, boy, that would have been better than any present and a birthday cake I could have had.
That young man's had a fantastic football game tonight.
He is had the game of his life and couldn't be a better night on his birthday.
Happy
unless
birthday.
It comes through with a victory for the Western Warriors. $1:15 left in the ball game. No timeouts remaining. Trying to come to the near side of the field. And a play where absolutely stuffed. Looks like Julian tried to get to the corner and there was nothing doing there. So quickly, Western's going to have to go back to the offensive set with 1 minute and counting left in the ball game. 2nd down and 13 yards to go. They're in tight, but watch Frost. He's on the end. 3 defenders back. As Clark back to pass, and he has got a lot of time to throw the football. And it's picked off by TC West. And they are going to be able to just take a knee and have a 2-hour and 30-minute bus drive back to Traverse City.
That looked like our friend we talked about in the pregame, Esper, Jeff, number 24. We had a lot of good things we heard about him. He just read the quarterback's eyes, and he saw that play, and he just stepped right in front, did Esper.
Wow. What a whale of a ball game right now with 39.3 ticks left. All they're going to have to do is snap the ball one time, and this game is going to be history.
Wow, what a football game. Had a little bit of everything in it tonight.
So up in a team's favorite position, that's the victory formation. Going to take a step back. And I don't believe they're going to need to snap that ball anymore. It's down to 30 seconds. So the Western Warriors are going to come up on a very, very tough short end of an 8-7 ball game tonight as Traverse City West gets into the win column for the first time this year, handing the Warriors their first loss of the year.
Wow, Jeff, what a football game. What a nice, good, hard-hitting, clean football game by both these squads.
Down to 5 seconds left in the ball game. As that's all there is.
There isn't any more.
The final score in our ball game, Traverse City West 8, Bay City Western 7. Back in a minute to put the wraps on this one on Bay County TV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Back with the post-game wrap here on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala along with you. Tonight's game featured a little bit of everything.
It did, Jeff. It was a lot of everything. We saw some good hitting, some good running, some good tackling, some nice passes. It had a gamut of everything, and if you like low-scoring, hard-hitting football games, this is a game to watch.
We talked before we went on the air, the difference Sowers made down the stretch. I think it had not as much to do with the big runs he had, but one big finish that he had where Malin came up and nicked himself up and never was able to come back into the game till the last series, but not healthy enough to attempt what would have been a game-winning field goal from 45 yards.
I agree with you. It was very unfortunate that Malin got nicked up a little bit, Jeff, and he couldn't go for that field goal. Western had plenty of opportunities to do their thing with the football, but, you know, a very staunch defense from the Traverse City West Titans, and they come away with just a slobber knocker of a victory over the Bay City Western Warriors. You know, and I said during the game, this was no place for the meek and mild tonight. These kids really got after each other tonight.
Well, and how about the goal line stand by TC West, forcing a field goal attempt from the 1 yard line that was blocked, and that's another huge play in the game.
Huge play in the game, and there was a lot of them. And then Western comes down and has 4th down and 1 for Traverse City West, and they stopped in to get the ball turned over deep in their own territory. So a lot of great plays, a lot of exciting things going on. So in the chess match between the coaches, we talked about that at the halftime. You know, this was a tough loss for Bay City Western. Big win to get Traverse City West off the schneid.
Well, at 2-1, Western certainly controls their destiny moving forward, but this one's going to sting for 24 hours for them.
Yeah, this one's going to hurt a little bit because they had some opportunities. It just didn't happen for them. But there was some nice things. It's the week 3. It's hard to believe we're a third through the football season already, but there was a lot of nice things. And again, when you come away from a game like this, there's always things that you can work on. You've got the 12-hour rule. That was what I always said. We got 12 hours, and after that, we got to start prepping for our next opponent.
Well, and Aiden Robinson was banged up in the first half and really was not himself the rest of this game, and that's another huge thing.
Yeah, he was banged up. Juan did some nice things, Jeff, when he got the ball. Unfortunately, when he scored that touchdown, there was a holding penalty at that point, brought it all the way back. So we saw some nice things from the Bay City Western Warriors that they have to work on some things, but there was also a lot of positives that come out of this. And it's not how you react after a loss like this, it's how you respond to something like this. And I think they'll be better for it. If there is such a thing as a good loss, I don't know if there is, but you know, there'll be a lot of good things that come out of this tape.
Well, Coach Willerts is a master, and he will find a way to get this team ready to play next week. Still a whole lot of football left in this season.
Yeah, and you and I have been doing this a long time. I don't know if I can remember such a physical, hard-hitting game that we have done together over the years. I mean, these kids were just putting a hat on you, and there was a lot of nicks, and unfortunately some kids might not be able to play the rest of the season, but it was a hard-fought, tough football game, and I think Traverse City West and Traverse City Central will be a good addition to the football schedule in the Saginaw Valley League.
Partner, it was
good to see you, my friend.
Indeed a pleasure to have you back by our side.
See my friend Nick again.
And mastery by Nick as always. Yeah. But on behalf of the whole crew, I'm Jeff Doan along with Mike Wisdal. Another great job by Nick Page. We are going to be at Bay City All Saints next week against Caseville, so have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.
We'll see you again.